Hello there, everyone. So we'll be solving winter 2019, paper 3. Okay, before I start, one thing very important. Whenever you extract your files, don't open up the files directly like this and don't use the files directly from here. You're always supposed to right click and extract to this. So always use the files from the extracted folder. Some points are very important that you need to take care of. And I would be emphasizing on these points again and again in the following video. This is November 2019. We'll be solving the very first part, task 2, which is the spreadsheet part. You're going to prepare an invoice using spreadsheets for super disk sales. This company makes and sells storage devices. All prices are in euros, which must be displayed in 2 decimal places. So you need to take care of this. They will not remind you again and again. Your currencies should be in euro and 2 decimal places. Okay, so some points you can underline and you can make sure that you remember these before you send the printout. So this is there could be different techniques. Underline it, mark it with blue or whatever so that you remember it. Open and examine the following files. Whenever you're asked to open up files, make sure you open up these files initially. So in this paper, they've asked you to open up the file. In most papers, they just say open this file. Then after some point, they will ask you to open the other file. But I will always advise you that you open up both the files initially. So we have the invoices file. You open this up. Okay. I will not update. And then later on, you have the other file as well, which is the SSD. And I will open this as well. So I have both files. I'll click on the top right corner and I'll double click to adjust everything. So here we go. Point number 1, using the file invoices, merge A1 to G1. So A1 to G1 needs to be merged. A9 to G9 needs to be merged. Format both merge cells to have white center line 36 sans serif black font, black on black background. So I'll select this and I'll press Control and I'll select this. I will make both of these 36. I'm going to have this white black background and white. I'll make sure that this is Arial or any other sans serif. Okay, so done with this point, we're done with this point, we're done with this point, we're done with this point. Okay, format the top of the spreadsheet so that it looks like this. So we've done this one. We have to make sure that we are done with this. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to format these into percentage. You can pause the video as you go along and do along with me. Right? And later on, we're supposed to do this part. Okay. So we're going to make it bold and we'll make sure that it comes on 2 lines, not on a single line. So I'll select all of these. I will make them bold. I'll right click. I'll go to the format. While I come to the format, I'll come to align. And I'll make sure this is aligned center, as you can see over here. It's center horizontally and it's center vertically. So I'm going to make it center both ways. And I would also wrap the text. I would really advise you to go along with all this, the fill, to have a look at what patterns do we have available. Okay, pattern styles. Okay, so experiment with this, go along. Even if this has not come in the past papers, you should not. Okay, so just press OK. Just press OK. Right, okay. So number of items, as you can see, number of items perfectly fine. Unit price has to be, so I will just put a space. Rest is fine. Yes, it is. Less than and discount rate. Again, these they have been done. Less than discounted. So select, double click, right. So center, center, and wrap. Right. So space, space. Right. So we're done with all these. You can again recheck and confirm, are we done with all these? Yes, we're done with all these. Let's proceed further. At the bottom of the spreadsheet, format only the cells which contain the text to be bold and look like this. I've all done that, but I did not make them bold, so I'll just make them bold as well. Oh no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. So they're supposed to look like this. So total items, the discount rate, all of these, they have to be. So I can select, I can simply click, double click, adjust everything. I can select this, format, center, center, wrap, bold. I'll make sure this comes in the next line, price. For discount. Right. So we've done that, we've done this, we've done this. Right. Save the spreadsheet with the file name invoices, followed by your sender number, candidate number. So invoice. Okay. So I will make sure that I have saved this as in the same folder. Okay. Sign and save it as Excel workbook. Remember to save it as Excel workbook, because if you don't save it as Excel workbook, your formulas and functions will disappear and you have to redo everything again. Place the text, the following in automated left line in the header. Okay, so left line in the header. File, print, page setup, header, custom header, left aligned, and you need to have the date. Automated date comes from here. Okay. If you want the row and column headings, you can get them from here. If you want the grid lines to be visible, they can come from here. They can be visible from here. In case if you want that in the printout. So you need to have your name, sender, candidate number. Right line is the footer. Done with this as well. So we're done with this and we're done with this. Done with this point, done with this point. Point number 3. 15 marks, so be careful when you read all this. Place function in the cell C12 to F12 to look up the make, the model, the capacity, the unit price of this item using the product code for the lookup value and the external file this for the array. Fine. Make sure that if no data is entered in the product code column, then nothing is displayed in each of these cells. This particular point I have solved in another way as well, but there are 2 ways of doing this. So what they're saying is the entire scenario means is that you have been given the codes. By looking at the code, we can get the unit price, the capacity, the make, the model, obviously by using VLOOKUP. That's the lookup column, and these are the resultant columns, as you know. So we just need to enter the product codes over here. We don't have the product codes over here. The cells are empty. Empty cells can have function formulas. There's nothing wrong about that. So don't be confused. We just have to apply the formulas, assuming that we have a product code, but we don't have actually right now. We will be testing this eventually. So what I'm saying is, we could have applied another way to find out that if the number of items is empty, the price will not be displayed. But we could also do it within the VLOOKUP as well. So let's come back to the question. So we will first of all make model capacity. So Let's do it again. Make sure if no data is entered into the product code column, then nothing is displayed in each of these cells. So in the make, I'll say is equals to VLOOKUP. That's my product code. Okay. So, right. What I could do is, no, I could simply use is if, I'll tell you why. We will say is that if product code is equals to empty. If the statement is true, do what? Just display empty over it. Just don't display anything. Otherwise, you can look up for the product code, comma, from the following array, comma, column index number we need is for the make. So is it the make or what? Let me confirm. It's the make. So make over here is comma 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4. Comma 0 for the exact match. Center. So yes, working. So in case if there is no product code, you say make is appearing empty. And in case if I had some sort of product code over here, just assume one. Just assume one. I do get the make, as you can see over here. Okay. So if I delete the make, if I delete this, obviously I won't get anything more. Right. Same as with the model, same capacity, unit price. So we have this following. We need is for the capacity make model. So let's do it for, we have done this for the make. Let's do it for the model, capacity, and the unit price. Unit price as well, if I'm right. Yeah, unit price as well. So one by one, let's do it. Frankly, I wish I could replicate this. A 12 is my lookup value. If I could make it static, no, I don't want to stack it. When we look up, well, yeah, I can. If I replicate it this way, let's see. All I have to change is what? So if I replicate this, this will, I just have to make few changes. Make sure you know what you're doing. I have to change this. And model is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I have to change this to 5. In this case, obviously because this would, it's just not absolute, it would have changed. And I cannot make it absolute because then it will not work fine. In case of the capacity is 1, 2, 3, as you can see, the third column. So we'll have something over here is comma 3. I hope you're following me. Comma 3. With unit price is 2, 1, 2, the second column. So unit price again. That's my lookup value. That's my lookup value. I want to get the data from the second column. Now, if I simply just randomly pick up any code, and if I paste the product code over here, I seem to get all the values. You can see that. And if there is no product code, nothing appears. So make sure the spreadsheet works in exactly the same manner the way it has been asked. I've replicated this and we've done this point. Okay. This is a very good method. There's another method that I've used as well. I've solved my students where I did the same thing in the price. But anyway, this method is also good. Okay, then we have is the next point. Place in cell B24 a function to calculate the total number of items. Place in cell G24 a function to calculate the total number of price column. So G24, sorry, B24. Total items are obviously we'll just use is equals to sum, and we need to find the total sum of the total number of items, and then the total price. We're done with this point, we're done with this point, and we're done with this point. Place in cell E25 nested if functions to display the discount rate percentage referring to the data in column ing. Okay, in the column ing. So that's your column ing. This is what they're referring to. Okay. Depending upon the total number of items ordered, note that the discount rate in cell J6 is used if total number of items does not meet the criteria in cell. So if obviously this is if the following are not met, we'll have this 6-1. So if we enter number of items over here, it should follow the following criteria. If it's less than 10, 0% will appear over here. If it's between 10 and 20, or it means less than 20, this will appear. If it's less than 50, this will appear. And if it's greater than 50, this will appear. So we'll be using nested if for that. Okay, so let's start doing it. So E25, so discount rate will be is equals to if this is less than or equal to 10, then comma, we need to have is 10%. Oh, sorry, percent, because it wasn't 10%, it was 0%, I believe. I'll show you the question again. Not the question, sorry, from the spreadsheet. So it's 0, 5, 10, 20. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, obviously, I'll not specify the false statement because if I do so, I'll end the if function. I'm not doing that. So in this if, what we'll do is we'll say that if this is less than equal to 20, all right, again. So I have this 10, 20, and 50, right? Comma. We will have what? We'll have 5. Yeah. We'll have 5% appearing. Otherwise, we need another if. If B24 again is less than or equal to 50. Just remember the previous, so don't worry that this will have the rest of them no. It will obviously ignore the previous one. So you don't really have to worry about it. So this will be 10%. Otherwise, if none of them are true, if none of the statements are true, we will giving 20%. We'll always verify and we will see it's working or not. Okay. So let's say if I have over here is 12. Oh, sorry. If I enter over here, total number of items, let me just 12. What's happening? It was pressed. $5 exactly. So 5%. And if I enter over here is 4, I get 0% exactly. And if I enter over here is 66, I get 20% exactly. And if I enter over here is 34, I get 10%. And if I enter 44, I get 10%. Exactly. So it's working as you can see. So you should always verify whether your formula is working accordingly or not. So we've been able to do this as well. Place in cell G25 formula to calculate the discount amount, which is the discount rate multiplied by price before discount. So in cell G25, the price before discount. So discount amount, which is the discount rate multiplied by the price before discount. So we'll multiply this. These two multiplied by this. Done with this as well. In cell G26, a formula to calculate the total, which is the price before discount minus the discount. Which is your price before discount minus the discount. Right? Apply appropriate formatting to all cells containing numeric values in rows 12 to 26. So from 12 to 26. The unit price that we have, okay, all of these, we'll make sure, or not only these, we'll also press Control, and I'll have this price, total, this price, all have to be formatted into currency, into 2 decimal places, and into not pound sterling, but as you remember, this said was euro. It should have been the beginning. Yeah, I just want to find the original euro. I see there are lots of euros over here. I'm just trying to find. Here we go. This one I was looking for. Okay, so here we go. Done with this as well. Save your spreadsheet, print the entire sheet showing the values. Okay. Please do note you will not yet have entered data into the invoice. Make sure fits in single page. Contents of the cells are fully visible. No split words, grid lines are displayed. Rows and column headings are visible. So we're just simply going to print it without any values. We're just going to print it exactly this way. So I can select this and I can simply go into file and I could print and I could simply say, oh, here is that print selection. And I could print this as well. Okay. Right. Starting from the beginning, I'm so sorry, the entire thing. In fact, you don't have to select. You can simply go into file and you could directly print it. Okay. No need to print selection. Just print the Excel sheet. Okay. Make sure your center number is there. Print your spreadsheet showing the formulas. Now you have to print with the formulas. So you can press Control tilde, the key below the escape key. Okay. Okay. You can press that. So if I press Control tilde, and hit this, double click, make sure all the formulas are visible, and you will print this in landscape. So you come to print, and you'll make sure that this is actually in A4. First of all, and it has to be landscape. Okay. And what else does this say? Formula, landscape, row and column are visible, contents are visible. So it's not one page wide. So you can simply just print it. Okay. So yeah, obviously it will appear this way. Just confirming. I'll just double click again once more. This is the maximum that we can do. So the page is being cut this way. Okay, right? So after printing that, before this invoice will be used, it needs to be tested. Test one will be normal data, including item SS1. So obviously, like I told you before, we'll have to use the data from here to test. Test what? I'll just tell you. In your evidence document, add it in evidence one table to look like this. So you have been given with evidence one table. You just have to do the testing. Test number, testing type, normal, abnormal, extreme testing type. Okay. And item data to be tested, we'll have that. Right. And what else then? Y selected and expect outcome. So, okay. So what we'll do is, Y say first product in the data source. Okay. So in the evidence, so test one, examine the formula in cell G12 and just come back there. Let's come back to the values. Let me arrange it again. I'll just come back. So you have over here is G12. Okay. I'm the same. Where SS1 has been entered. Another appropriate item of test data that will be entered to complete the test. The cell reference where. So what we need to do is, for example, we will select from here normal test data. Okay. Cell reference where SS is entered. So if I enter over here, for example, is this. If I enter the code, this, the very first code. And if I enter this product code over here, it gives me all these details as you can see. Okay. It's giving me all details, these details. And type of data, SSD, first product code, expect outcome, it will be accepted. Okay. The second test data that could be done over here would be number of items. Okay. Let me enter more. Let me enter more. Let me enter one more normal. Okay, well, or probably I could enter two more normal. So I could replicate this. I could replicate this. In fact, I should have replicated this before. Replicate, replicate, and replicate. Right? Okay. Price was supposed to be this. We didn't do that. Forgot what. This was supposed to be this multiplied by price multiplied by number of items. I'll replicate this. So you can see over here is I get all this. So by entering normal data, this is normal. You could have abnormal data. Abnormal data means, for example, if I enter over here, is something that is not present, like this. This is abnormal data in which I will not get anything. Subnormal data is not the normal data. It will give you an error. Okay, so the next I could add enter is test one normal, or maybe test two, where it could have abnormal, and I could have enters of wrong values. Examine the formula in cell G12 and use this complete table identifying SSD will be entered, appropriate item test, done that, cell reference where this item test will be entered. Okay, why you selected this because test data, because I want to test the normal. The expected outcome yet will be accepted, and then I could have abnormal. Why did I select? Because I want to select abnormal, and I could say is not accepted, and it was giving us NA. So you have the normal, abnormal, and extreme basically means that if there was some other range check, for example, a limit from 10 to 50, 10 is the lower extreme limit, 50 is the upper extreme limit. So extreme could be another case that could come in your exam. So that could be something else. Enter the following address as shown. Okay, right. I can copy this. You will not be able to do it because you'll get hard copy. Okay, not even I can do that. So we need to enter. 2 has to go till D. So merge and we'll simply enter. No way, seriously? Even I don't have the privilege? Okay, so this is where you are. And this. Awara. So fine, I'll just finish with this. I think so you got it. Just you can fill it up. Right, enter the following items into the invoice like this. Product code, enter the following. Product code SSD8. SSD34. Now you have to do it according to examiner. Examiner did not ask for this one, so I'll remove it. Okay, first we did ourselves just to check because we wanted to complete the test plan. Okay, a number of items 10 and 1. So number of items I have 10 and 1. So now I'm entering the data according to what the examiner is saying. Okay, here we go. Right. So done with this. Print only cells A1 to G26. A1 to G26. So I simply select this. I'll go to file, I'll go to print, and now I'll be saying is print selection, and I'll print this out, right? So done this one. Make sure printer it is. Row and columns are not displayed, so just untick the row and column heading. Contents of all cells are fully visible with no split words, and they are. So we done this one. Okay, this was your Excel point. Hopefully you got it. If you still have any question, queries, you can write in my comments. I'll be able to answer you. Okay. The other way that I solved, I'll try to record a video of that as well. It was a bit different way, but the answer of both ways will be the same. Hope you got it. Read the questions really carefully. I repeat again, data analysis is all about checking your analytical skills, how fast, how carefully you can read the questions and apply them. So I would recommend spend some time understanding the questions, take some time out, do that, because if you get the question, you will be doing it right. Needs practice for nested if, go for 2008-9 papers. This will help you. Okay.